The heart of a champion. Heart of a champion. Yeah. Heart of a champion. Good afternoon to you, Jamaica. Good afternoon to you, world. Voice of a lane on your radio. And I got to say good afternoon to all the persons with hearts of a champion. You know how it is. Even when life come up against us, you know what I mean? And all the stress that we face, we still go through same way. We still pray to Father God same way. I will still go on all the fort. And the bricks that are thrown on us, we use them as stepping stones. You know what I mean? Enough people try to bury you, but they forgot that you were a seed, okay? And you don't know the darkest moment come before the morning, and every dark cloud has a silver lining. Oh, you know it is that time of the afternoon when I share with you my Elevation Friday. Now, I believe that everyone has a story worth hearing and that there are lessons to be learned from each story. Today's story is a classic example of don't judge a book by its cover. Many times as people, we see persons and cast immediate judgments about that individual based on one glance. Hearing this young man's story really changed my perspective on a certain group of young men in today's society. He may be he's the exception and not the rule, but still worthy of being mentioned. He's a beacon of hope for many who are still yet to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Elevation Friday on Miss Kitty Live. Now, my guest today is the embodiment of hard work, tenacity, and sheer determination to make a better life for himself. He started begging on the streets of Kingston after running away from home at an early age. The act of begging made him very uncomfortable, so he started wiping windshields to make a living. He saved his money and sent himself to the Heart Institute and completed a data entry course. Still hungry to become better, he found his passion in motion graphics and taught himself graphic design and video editing in the process. I'm going to stop now and allow him to tell his story. Please allow me to introduce my very special guest on Elevation Friday, Mr. Dwayne Whittaker. Good afternoon, Mr. Whittaker. Welcome to Miss Kitty Live. How are ya? Hello. Seems like we lost him. We're going to find him and bring him back right here to Elevation Friday. And by the way, guys, if you know anybody or you yourself, you have overcome impediments, any difficulty in your life, and you want to share with us, do feel free to send me your email at fluffymisskitty@gmail.com, because I want this segment to inspire, to elevate the minds of people. There are a lot of people who have their mind in the gutter, and me don't know them cannot, them not no vision none at all. Them can see, but they have no vision whatsoever. And so there are many people who are successful in 2020, and a lot of people will soon, and bad mind, and have all kind of negative things to say. But then guess what? They didn't see you in 2000. They never seen a 2005. Them never seen a 1999, right? They didn't see you back in 1997 when you were struggling and you didn't have it all together. And so I know that people at home and abroad, you have your stories and we want to share it so that someone somewhere who is probably going through the same thing that you have been through can know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Because sometimes when we're going through things, we see it seems like there is no way out, and it seems like, oh my God, it is just so daunting that, my God, I better me give up, And so I want to talk to persons who have made it through hard work, sacrifice, discipline, right? You don't have to sell drugs. You don't have to go scam. You don't have to thief. You don't have to rob no man. You don't have to sell your body. You don't have to be a prostitute. You don't have to be a gunman. You don't have to be no scammer. You don't have to be no, you understand, pestilence to society. There are ways to make it, and making it in an honest way, lawful way, dignified way that will preserve your manhood, preserve your womanhood, preserve your integrity and your dignity. We can do it. Others have done it. They have set the template, and so you can follow in their footsteps. But we need these stories to be highlighted so people can hear and people can know. Yes, I come from country in our one room, dirt floor. Boy, I've enough of what mother have. And so, but each of us have come out on top. We have our education, or we have our business, or we have thrived and we've strived, So we want to talk about them things here, because a lot of people think that people who are successful, it just happened overnight, or it just fell in your lap from heaven, like manna from heaven, right? And that's not so. For a lot of people, it's a lot of hard work that you have to go through, and that's why when you see people leave them If the woman a go on, make she go on, leave her. Yeah. Because when you did at the party, she did it in her book. Leave her. When you did there your yard, lie down and I watch Instagram and I watch Facebook, she did it on her third job. Leave her. If you see the youth go on in the life and I step up in the life, leave him. Make him stay because him go foreign and go take on snow, take on racism, take on all kind of things. Leave him. Make him stay. So, for all those persons who may know someone, or if I'm talking to you and you're like that, feel free to share with us right here on Elevation Friday. Email me at fluffymисskitty@gmail.com. Mr. Whittaker, good afternoon. You're there?
Good afternoon.
Hi, sir. How are you doing today?
Good summer.
All right, Dwayne, thank you so very much for joining me on Miss Kitty Live. I started introducing your story, but I think it is better to come from your mouth. So tell me a little bit about your childhood, how you grew up before you turned to the streets.
Basically, when I have much memory like that, most of my memory are from the street.
Yes.
Yes, so I know most of myself.
Okay, so how early, at what age did you start on the street?
Basically, the first time running that is about 1990.
And how old were you at that time?
About 6, 7.
About 6. So you ran away at 6?
Yeah, the first time.
The first time. So what would make you run away at 6? Because at 6 years old, you're still a baby, you know? You're still a very young child.
Basically, not because there is a baby, you have understanding and know that everybody around you will get an education, but you're not go to school and everything.
Yes.
Rather than more why you forgot market with your market with your goods them while you go for hunt.
Mm-hmm.
And you got them going to school.
Yes. So you were not being sent to school by your father, is that what you're saying? At 6 years old?
Yeah.
So you had other siblings?
No.
Oh, so you're an only child?
Yeah, only child at the time.
At the time.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, all right. So where was your mother?
Good question. Still don't know.
Oh, so you don't know your mother even today?
No, don't know her as that. Talked to her a few times, but don't know her as that.
Okay, I see. So she wasn't there, so it was just your father. So outside of him not sending you to school, because at 5 years old, even though you're not going to school, a lot of 5-year-olds.
Yeah, one in Spanish Town and the highway. So the step-partner them would go to school, like my stepmother's son and daughter would go to school, and I would stay home.
Yeah.
So I was school, Elton Park Primary.
Yes.
Time, with the next lady when I was living with, my father come and he take me away from that lady.
Mm-hmm.
And never just tell me about the school where me was. From runner and go to see. And him come back to me from see. Some next time the runner me just never know where my heading. After 3, you know.
After 3. So all right, so you ran away the second time. About how old were you at that time?
Yeah, them time was about 7.
All right. So at 7 years old, Dwayne, you are taking on, you leave out, you don't know where you're going, who you're going to, or whatever. Were you afraid? What was going on with you at that time?
Yeah, anybody would be afraid, but you don't know. You get abused and you not get what you want. So anybody would have tried something new.
All right, so let me ask this. What about other family members? You didn't have an aunt, you didn't have an uncle, anybody else?
Because basically when we learn as a youth growing up was like just me and him in Kingston, nobody else.
Yes.
So I never really grew around my family. Them could have said, all right, my aunt down the road, I could have stay with my aunt. You know them here, everybody know, otherwise my father is stranger growing up.
Okay. So at 6 years old, you ran away. Then 7 years old, you ran away. And so what? You lived on the streets. You were on the streets. What was that experience like?
Basically, when we run away, the same night a lady bring me to Africa station, and never want to give like my father. With my father, he was my father. So they bring me to St. Augustine in Clarendon.
They brought you where? Repeat that for me.
St. Augustine in Clarendon.
Okay, where is that and what is that?
Clarendon Chapelton, a boys' home.
Okay, a boys' home. Very well. And you stayed there?
Yeah, I stayed there about a year and a half. till I start get to understand more about myself and know more about others, the youth and them thing there.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day I start make up for me again to lick me.
Mm-hmm.
And you know we are boy get trouble, me afraid of lick. So soon as I say lick, me a head out.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing make me head out of my father house. But I learn a few up there know for book and them things there and get to understand because I'm always interested in a book. So
Yes.
was like one of the lead students in my classroom up there.
Yes.
So from there come straight back at town to straight back at Spanish Town and my father yard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when you came back, what did he say?
It's like nobody never missed me.
Wow.
Whenever they exist there. So one there, they never like, yo, where you did there? What, it was like, hey, my son, you come home. And you know them way there?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, they never asked me when me did there, how my dad do. When being back home now, I think they would have changed their mind and say, you want to sing at school. And them things. Every time I do it, that's why I'm run away.
Yes.
Yeah, so there, so now when we get back there now, about, I go up in my 10, 10, 11 now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you want to, you have to go to a market or sell. I was like looking to life and I said, John, this man, I never remember this man going to the kitchen and make a cup of tea to me.
Wow.
I never remember this man buy me a underpants and them things. Because I remember, I leave at a tender age,
Yes.
So all of what him do that buy me. But never say I'm going to buy me, I do for me, All of these things would I do from in our age group for me, have enough collective.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So when they realize that and then the beginning of them start drop back again, I say, all right, you want to know somewhere better. I'm going to go walk off a tree. And from that to now, I get say more in the street because I know that I have to avoid certain people.
Yes.
People are in that. I put in a lady to because if it wasn't a lady, the night, I want to know that if me go to people, them where the people could have come where after when we got the home, I realized the danger.
Right.
Really go in a right there, so. And from learn, say, hey, don't trust nobody, especially somebody who can overpower you.
Yes.
It gets more easier to me on the road.
So you were on the road. Did your father come to look for you on the road or try to bring you back?
I said before, the first time running and when I come back is like, more dear, I'm just go down the road and you say, son, hey, where you all right, son? If you come, all right. You don't even have to son. So why were you missing for XY here or 2 here or so 3 here? Why you wasn't here? You know what I mean?
Yes.
It wasn't none of that.
Yes.
Me running again, me know, sir. Nobody now go come look for me.
Oh, no, but I asked because I'm thinking maybe your father, would have looking at himself and say, all right, then you run away 1 time already, 2 time already, and this look at the 3rd time, let me go try to find him. You know what I mean?
No, man, you're not here halfway.
Wow. We're talking to Dwayne Whittaker this afternoon. I got to tell you, from strength to strength, ran away from the age of 6 from home because of abuse from his dad. And, he lived on the streets. And right now, I got to tell you, he has overcome a lot of difficulties and he's sharing his story. So while on the road, Dwayne, we're going to go to the news and then we're going to come back and talk about, you being on the road, what started the inspiration that made you start wiping windshields, right? And how that transitioned into you sending yourself to the Heart Institute to complete a data entry course. Jamaica Land We Love. You're listening to Miss Kitty live right here on Nationwide 90 FM.